So today is Sunday, December the 20th. Winter break started like on Friday basically. So I really don't have any responsibilities. I don't really need to be on technology at all for like these 2 weeks. So what I decided to do, I feel like I'm going to try to not use any technology for the next 5 days. Like nothing at all. So no phone, no Google Home, no iPad, no computer, no laptop, no none of that. Like no internet whatsoever. Over the course of September to December, I've been using a lot of technology because of school and online whatever. Like I'm probably wasting a lot of time, too much time that I don't really need. I don't really have any other challenges for these 5 days. Just I'm not allowed to use technology because I don't have to go on classes, right? I don't have to go read my textbook online. I don't have to attend online classes. So I really like don't need to check technology for the next 5 days. So the challenge would be from December 21st all the way to the 25th, so yesterday or Christmas. I would not use any technology like whatsoever. Technology being like digital stuff. So I could still use like electricity, of course. I could still use like microwave, but just like nothing digital. So like nothing with Wi-Fi access. And things that straddled the boundary were like cameras. Like I could use cameras because I wouldn't really be distracted by cameras, right? So yeah, I would just not use any technology for those 5 days. That was the plan. And guess what? Like I succeeded. And like I succeeded. Here's my experience. So coming in, I thought like it would be something really hard, like because I never really did something like this before. I thought it'd be really hard to not use technology for 5 days. So Monday was kind of forgettable. I skateboarded to Freshco. I got like a hyperlapse that you guys can see right now. Mondays basically Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were similar to days without technology. It's just that I wouldn't I would just do the same things that I normally do except no technology. So I'd be like skateboarding around because those days it didn't snow, and I also read. Those were the two main things that I did during those days. Yeah, those were the two main things. Monday I took some photos, but yeah, that was virtually it. Tuesday and Wednesday were quite forgettable. Thursday comes around. Thursday would be Christmas Eve. Thursday is Christmas Eve, but I didn't do that much for Christmas because normally my family wouldn't do anything really. Anyways, on Christmas Eve, I did a photo challenge where I challenged myself to take 5 good photos within 1 hour with my DSLR in inside my house. And I don't know, I think I kind of succeeded. You guys can see the pictures right now. Later that day, I also went outside to go skateboard because I thought, why not? Because every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I also went out skateboarding. So, and also like there's rain on the ground, so it looked pretty nice. Like if I could, it looked pretty nice. So I went skateboarding out there. I also brought my DSLR. I made sure to like wrap it in this plastic bag so there wouldn't be any rain on it. So yeah, I took some cool photos, like with the reflections. So yeah, that's my 4 days. Yesterday, so the 25th, Christmas, I didn't really do that much special for Christmas either. Um, yeah, I didn't really do that much. I also did a photo challenge again. Also, I tried to like make it festive theme, my photos. I kind of failed, but I got a few decent photos of like the subject as ornament on the Christmas tree. So yeah, that was my week, basically day by day. Overall, I just like did the stuff that I'd normally do. I'd read and I skated because that's what I would normally do in my free time anyways during school, right? Besides homework, I'd be like reading or skating, or maybe I'd go like talk to my friends or something on like I'd text my friends, or I dance. But those two, like texting my friends and dancing, I did not do because clearly I can't text my friends without technology. And dancing, there's no music because I can't play any music on technology. So that was also another tough thing, but that was okay. That was okay. it didn't really feel that alien to me, honestly. Like the first day, it felt a bit weird. Just telling me whenever I saw technology, telling myself, reminding myself I can't use that. It felt a bit weird on the first day, but it didn't feel that weird, honestly, during the week. Like my final thing, like, to note was just that this whole challenge, the whole time, it was very calm and very peaceful. Cause even right now, right? Cause I've been using technology, or like today, I've been able to use my phone for like 1 hour so far, right? And I've noticed that as soon as I touch like my phone and I see all the things that's happened during the time that I wasn't around, and I start worrying about other things that are to come, and it just makes me stress a bit. But then during the last 5 days, I did not stress at all. I did, okay, maybe not at all, but I barely stressed, honestly. I didn't really think of other things that I didn't have to worry about, and I just did what I was doing at the current time. I just did what I was doing at the present moment. Kind of like present moment BS stuff, like meditation, whatever. But it's kind of true. Looking back, I feel like this was one of the better weeks of the year. That's pretty high, honestly. That's putting it pretty high, but I feel like this is one of the best weeks of 2020. And the week where I made that stupid skateboard video, that was also like one of my best weeks of 2020. And I feel like I'm ending off 2020 with a bang right now. But anyways, that week, last week, this week, I see it as one of my favorite weeks of 2020. Because there's absolutely zero stress, right? I would just be able to chill and do whatever the hell I wanted. I just did what I wanted. And because of the virtue of it, but like by virtue of the extra amount of time that I got, I was able to rediscover some things that I didn't really do, or I took a break from, like photography, right? I took some cool photos, honestly, but I'm still kind of bad. That's true. But I took a lot more photos because I've been very inconsistent with my photography. The only time I would take photos would be when I'm out with my friends and I actually have people to take pictures of. But because I didn't have anything to do this week, I had no digital stuff distracting me either. I was able to go outside. I went outside and I took photos for like the first time in so long. And it was really fun, honestly. Like maybe during the photo challenge it was a bit stressful during the hour to get 5 photos, but I'm pretty proud of what I've gotten, like the pictures that I've gotten. Also, it wasn't completely that hard. Coming in, I thought it would be something really hard, like I see it as something that would be very hard to stick to. But as days passed by, the snowball effect continued and it didn't really feel that hard. The only things that were negative were just kind of like minor annoyances. Like, for example, me not being able to search on YouTube how to do this thing, or me not being able to get this tiny bit of knowledge about the tiny bit of context on what I'm reading in a book. Those were like, or maybe like music. I'd be like singing some song by like Bad Bunny or something, right? And I would just be annoyed that I wouldn't be able to play the actual song and listen to it. But it wasn't that bad. And I feel like this week helped me a lot in terms of me looking at life. Because now I know where I want to spend my time. I know what I want to spend my time on. And I know which uses of technology are really worth keeping and when is technology really not worth having. And some things I can just live without. Some things such as like YouTube, I did not really need to watch YouTube because I didn't even think of YouTube during that whole challenge. Some things I can just live without, and now I've realized that I don't really need them. They aren't an essential part of my life, so I'll just get rid of them and do something that I prefer. I'm just going to keep the stuff that I realized that I did need. And stuff that I realized that I do still want to keep is like being able to text my friends, being able to communicate with my friends, because I don't really want to sever that relationship off. And also music, because really I feel like music was something that was very like it was missing during this whole challenge. I wanted to dance, like I wanted to listen to music, and it was probably my major like number one most annoying thing about this challenge was not being able to play my music, like not being able to play what I wanted to play. I think those are the two main things that technology really brings me, right? Like music and texting. So those are the two things that I'm probably going to keep. You might think that I did this purely for productivity, but I feel like I wasn't really that much more productive than I was normally. And productivity really wasn't the point either of this challenge. Well, it depends on how you define productivity. If you define it as like doing work, doing like hard stuff and doing it quickly, like prepping for SATs or studying or something like that, then I was not productive at all because I didn't do any work. I didn't feel like doing any work either. I just relaxed the whole week and I didn't that's my week, right? So from that point of view, I was not productive at all. But if it's something like doing the right thing in each moment or doing something that will give you like a very high return in each moment, then I feel like I was pretty productive because I just did what I wanted to do and I didn't really have any obligations either. So doing what I wanted to do was the best thing in that moment. Just doing what would make me as happy, like skateboarding or taking photos or something. The point wasn't to be more productive. The point was to kind of live life and rediscover life, except without technology and not having to stress about the things that technology brings. I just didn't find productivity as my main goal. My main goal was more like seeing what was necessary, seeing what I really needed to keep in my life that is related to technology. It wasn't really about productivity. It was more like rediscovering things that I've done in the past, like taking photography, or like discovering new things that are analog and I haven't done before. And I find that without technology, like this week, I was pretty successful at that point. Life is not just to be productive. And although my videos, like this video and my reading video may give off that vibe that all I do is be productive, but that's not really the point of my life. I don't see life as this race to get to this certain point, and whoever is most productive wins the race. That is not what I want to do in my life. After this challenge, looking forward, I think I'm gonna limit my technology use from the amount that I used before. I don't know the exact details, like how much I'm gonna limit, like when I'll be able to use technology, what constitutes what technology, like what apps I'll use, what phone, like what devices I'll use. That stuff I have not really fully finalized. The details I don't really know exactly yet, but yeah, it'll definitely be less than the amount that I used before because I realized that I don't really need this much. This whole thing is really just about finding the good amount of balance between technology, between using a lot and not using any at all. I'm not advocating for some recluse into the countryside and never touch any technology ever again. That's not what I'm advocating for. It's really about finding the good amount of balance because technology has a lot of good stuff. We're definitely living better lives than people in like the 1800s because of technology. And that's simple, that's fact, that's easy to understand. But there's a lot of other stuff that are negative that technology brings, like distractions, negative social comparisons, like anxiety, that stuff. So it's really just about finding the balance between using a lot and using a little, between the positives and the negatives. And that's how I'm trying to live a better life. That's what I see as a way to live a better life, personally. if you ever like want to discover or want to try something out, or like, no, if you ever want to discover, like find the right balance or try this challenge yourself, then usually one day is enough to understand what you really need, understand how much tech you need, understand what you need. Yeah, you don't need to try 5 days, but I just wanted to for this YouTube video. I think that's all for the video. Bye bye.